Hello everybody, welcome to Programming with Ruby, episode 16, Benchmarking. I'm Tyler, and this video is brought to you by manwithcode.com. So, this episode I'm going to be telling you about what benchmarking is, and showing you how to perform the process of benchmarking on small parts of your code, and then the more exhaustive form of benchmarking called profiling, which speed tests all of your code. So, what is benchmarking? Benchmarking is measuring how fast your code runs, whether that means your code as a whole or only small parts of it. This can be useful so you can optimize your code to run faster in places that it runs slowest, which is good to do, and it's also commonly used to compare two different programs on speed, obviously, which can be a choice if someone's looking to buy your program, can be a deciding factor. Alright, so to get access to benchmarking, which is what we're going to talk about first, you just do require, hold on, I'm using the wrong file. Imagine that. Sample.rb. Alright. And pretend that's not there. Alright. Use require benchmark, which gets you access to the benchmarking library. Like YAML, it's built in with Ruby, so you don't have to do anything to get it. So the most simple form of benchmarking is benchmark.measure. So we're going to do a equals benchmark.measure, B-A-S-U-R-E, do, and a million times we are going to do x equals I. Alright, and we're going to do put SA. And if we run this, desktop, and run this, and I called it example.rb, and the last one in parentheses is the actual amount of time it took your code to run. So that's pretty simple how you do benchmarking. There's another way to do benchmarking, which is with the .bm method, and it prints it out for you, so I don't need to assign it to a variable. You need to pipe in the BM variable. Alright, now a really cool thing it lets you do is it lets you label different tests, so you can benchmark more than one thing in the same code block. So I'll do bm.report test1 do, and a million times we're going to do the same thing we did before, is x equals 1. And for the next part, we're going to do bm.report, report, it's going to be test2, and let's see, that's going to, for 1,000 times, it's going to do x equals mu. Alright. And run that again, and it shows you how long it took for each of the two tests. About half a second for the first one, and hardly any time at all for the second one. Alright, now there's also BM, which runs the test twice if you need two test results. So there we go, and you can see they're a tad bit different. And yeah, and that's how simple benchmarking is. Really, really easy. And now on to profiling. So to get started with profiling, you have to require the profile, or the library profile. Now I already have, it's a little bit of code in this episode for profiling, so, and this is it, so it's in a different file and not example.rb. And if you would like to enter in this code yourself instead of pausing the video, or just copy and paste it into your text editor, instead of pausing the video and typing it all up, if you look in the video description, if you are not on manwithcode.com, there will be a link to manwithcode.com where you can find all the code, and it's all syntax highlighted for you so you can read it all nicely. So yes, so if you need that code. And I have to change directories, so hold on. Alright, and I'll clear that. Ruby example2.rb. Alright, so these are the results, but first I should probably explain to you how it works. So we required the profile library, which comes with Ruby, and don't worry about any of the math or anything. It's simple math, but don't worry about it. and we repeat it 1,000 times, so the time it takes to run the code is significant. And we run the method, and we have it in the class mymath, and we run the methods, both of them, and we get this output. And as you can see, integer.times hashes stands for dot for some reason, I don't know, which takes up the most time, which is kind of obvious since we do a lot of 1,000 dot times. It takes up a lot of time. And then just integers multiplication, that it takes up second place for the most amount of time. Then we have math.sine and then math.cosine for the next. And you can see it's all in order as to what took the most time. And that's how simple profiling is. Important thing to point out is that it actually slows down your code just a little bit when you run profile. But it slows it down uniformly, so it's not like certain parts of your code will accidentally be slower than other parts of your code, so you don't need to worry about that. That's all there is to profiling. If you like these videos, donate. I really can't tell you that, I can tell you I need the money, and it's costing money to make these videos, so donations will help keep these videos up online. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can leave a comment on this page or email me at tyler@manwithcode.com. I will read everything you say, respond to any questions, so feel free to do so, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.